Welcome back guys, this is Campie. In this video, I will be showing you how to beat Spoiled Harvest event on Platinum difficulty. This time, I'm going to be using my archer. My archer has reached level 60 about a month ago, or a little bit less than that, I don't know. And I seem to be having a lot of fun with him, so I think I'll be using archer a lot more nowadays. My archer is still relatively weak, so it might take me a while to kill stuff and I might kind of die sometimes. But all in all, I don't think this event was too bad. I thought the enemies did hit pretty hard and they did have a lot of life, but I didn't do as bad as I thought. The first pack you encounter will compose of some melee and some archers and a bigger boss melee. You can see that they have no difficulty destroying my decoys. So what I do is I kite the melee back and I use my decoy to kill them. And with the melee gone, there's just the range. And archers don't seem to do as much damage as the melee. Right now my dodge and my parry are both below 50%, so I'm pretty squishy. It's vital that I use decoy to soak up the damage because I probably can die in like just a couple of hits from these enemies. So I just use decoy to grab their attention and then just line up the targets and I just shoot down the path and kill multiple enemies with each shot. I find the most dangerous enemies are the large archers. They can do a volley shot that does at least 15k damage. And that volley is probably not dodgeable either. And these large archers, they can also cast the AoE attack, where a hail of arrows will fall down from the sky. But generally this attack isn't that dangerous because you can see the arrows appear before they actually hit the ground and hurt you. Then there's the Venomancer. The Venomancers can be pretty dangerous. They have multiple attacks. They can summon a pool of venom below your feet and it does gradual damage. They can shoot venom balls at you from their staff. And they can also shoot a venom tornado. Their attacks generally don't do that much damage, except for the venom tornado. The tornado seems to do the most damage. Right now I have probably 19k life. And it's really easy for those large archers to hack down my life. And the best method, if you're kind of squishy like me, is to backtrack to the starting point. And when the cooldown for your decoy is over, just go ahead and whip that out. And use Pierce and Poison Arrow just to mow down enemies. But I would say your primary goal is to kill those large archers, those cutthroats. The large melee guy does a lot of damage, but he's really slow and you can pretty much walk around him. Yeah, that stomper right there. So just look out for Venomancers, their poison tornadoes, and look out for the volleys, or just look out for the large cutthroat archers. These little guys, these little melee guys, they don't really pose much threat and they do hardly any damage to my decoy. So we can gather a bunch of them and just use Pierce and just mow them down. This little field here, they have tons of little melee craps that you have to kill. If you're feeling adventurous, maybe you can aggro all of them and have your decoy tank them. This next part you want to be more careful because there's two little archers, one large archer, and a large melee, the Stomper. If you're not too powerful, I would suggest trying to aggro as few enemies as possible at a time. Actually, this one's the Brute. The Brute is more dangerous than a Stomper. When he's at half health, he'll go berserk and he'll do twice as much damage. Plus, he has a charge attack. You can't outrun his charge attack, but you can run out of range of that attack. I believe the attack does about 10k damage. If you have a lot of parry or defend, then maybe it's not too much of a thing to worry about. But I definitely wouldn't want to get hit because I'm pretty squishy, as you know. But his Venomancer is definitely much more dangerous. Actually, his pool of poison seemed to do much more damage than I originally thought it would. But those tornadoes do more damage. And notice that there's a small doorway there. You definitely don't want to fight enemies around small doorways or paths or corners, because you might do a auto attack if the enemy was at the very corner, and then your character might end up just running into the enemy's attacks and dying. A tip when fighting the Venomancer is you might not want to step over his body right away when you first kill him. The reason is that the Venomancer, if you kill him while he's casting the spell for the Venom Tornado, the Venom Tornado will still cast sometimes over his dead body, and if you step over his dead body, you'll get hit by the tornado as well. For this group, there's a lot of archers, so try to aggro half the group. Just kill, right now I'm killing 2 melee and 1 archer. But if you guys are well geared, you probably might be able to kill all of them at the same time, but the decoy, it won't be able to tank all those enemies very long. And if you're not able to kill enemies quickly, having the potion of cooldown is very useful. So I can summon the decoy once every 5 seconds. Because some of these packs can kill the decoys in under 5 seconds easily. This part's pretty dangerous because there's 3 Venomancers. If you're a knight, you better pop your protection spells when you kill them. I think the large cutthroat archers are probably the most dangerous, and the Venomancers are probably second most dangerous. But since there's 3 of them here, it makes this part very dangerous. There's very little room for errors. And if you're using decoys to tank them, be careful because sometimes it looks like the decoy is going to absorb the tornado for you, but then it dies, and then next thing you know is the tornado's heading right to you instead of hitting the decoy. And be careful that you don't aggro the enemies on the bottom right while you're killing the 3 Venomancers. You definitely don't want to fight too many enemies at the same time. In this part, it's just 1 large melee, the grunts, and 4 range. Since I have barely any dodge, even the little range guys are pretty deadly towards me. If you have ice shot, it's pretty useful when fighting these slow melee guys, makes them even slower. But then again, a decoy does a good job of tanking them. I don't have enough mana leech, so I have to buy more drinks, and I bought more turkey legs just in case. This part here is kind of tricky too, because there's 2 powerful melee guys and there's 2 powerful archers at the back as well. If possible, just aggro the melee first. Take them down and then take on the 2 archers next. It looks like my decoy can tank them perfectly fine, but then once they're at half health, they'll do double damage, or at least 50% more damage when they go berserk. And be careful about the brute, because the brute can charge at you. And a stomper is very dangerous if you're a knight. If you try to kill a stomper without protection, while he's stomping, you probably will die. And now you want to kill the large cutthroat archers first. If you have both large archers shooting volley at you at the same time, they might one-shot you if they both hit you with volley. So right now I'm just going to kite the enemies back, then I'm going to pop out the decoy and just take pot shots at the large archer cutthroats. I recommend just playing it safe, and if your archer, just make sure you have decoy out before you try to attack the enemies. It seems like my 19k life, they can just shred through it like it was butter. Hot knife through butter. Now that the archers are gone, it's just the Venomancer. The Venomancer is really easy to dodge his attack. Just run around, and the only way he can hit you if you're moving around is with his regular basic attack, which doesn't really do that much damage. And now the only enemy left is the boss, and sometimes he spawns ads when you fight him, but he won't spawn too many. The boss isn't too bad, but if you're relatively weak, you might want to pop some potions. So I just set up a decoy, shoot the boss in the butt with my poison arrows, and every 10 or so seconds he's gonna spawn a bunch of those whirling blades, and you can dodge them. They don't seem to do a lot of damage if you walk into them, but it kind of seems like they slow you down a bit. And as you fight him, enemies will come join him. There's going to be a couple of little archers and a couple little melee guys. But you really have to watch out for his ground slam, which will make blades pop up in a line. By far, that is the most dangerous attack and damaging attack that he has. And it one-shot me. And you can see that later on in the video. If those whirly blades can one or two shot me, I'll be pretty screwed, but thank God those whirly blades are pretty weak. And even if you're using decoy, you still have to watch out for that ground slam blade pop-up attack, because I wasn't really paying attention when I was fighting the boss and I just got one-shotted. It might be a good idea to kill a Venomancer, but you really don't have to. And I brought the boss down to 15% health, and I died because I was a little careless. And then I waited for about a minute or two and I couldn't revive. It really sucked. So I ended up refreshing my browser and I had to fight the boss at full health again. And as soon as I revive, the boss comes and whacks me. That's always a nice thing. And even worse, all my potions, they seem to have worn off. Although I'm thankful that I don't have to complete the whole level again. That would really suck. So just let your decoy tank the boss. Shoot the boss in the butt from far away. And right now I'm just totally ignoring the little guys. I'm letting them hit me because I just don't want to waste too much time. But the Venomancer, you don't want to tank him. You could let your decoy tank him, or you could kill the Venomancer, but he has a lot of life. So for me, I just decided to put the decoy between me, the boss, and the Venomancer, and I just hoped I can kill the boss before I died again. I know many of you have really powerful archers, and you're probably thinking this is probably easy for you. But if you're a low B archer like me, you know, you don't have much gear and it's kind of squishy, it's pretty challenging. The fact that it costs 16 event tokens to play in this event makes dying even scarier. See, I died one more time and I only have one more life left. But thankfully the boss only has a little bit of life left. And I almost narrowly died here, and I just barely beat this event. Hopefully I can get better armor and weapons and stuff, and then maybe I wouldn't have to struggle so much in the platinum events. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it informative. And I will see you in the next video. hard because... Oh, shit. Is this the feel of these drugs? I'm fighting on his buckets, man. You'll cut it? Red liquid is gushing out. Okay, good, it's on my piece. I fill it up with this drug. Is it drug?